So I grew up, and the two iconic figures were Walt Disney and Albert Einstein. So I wanted to be an animator, and of course watched Disney World all the time, and I was pretty good at drawing. But when I got out of college, I had no idea how to become an animator, and there were no schools for it. So I switched over into physics and got a degree in physics. And then I got a second degree in computer science, which is a new and emerging field. In graduate school, it was the foundation school at the University of Utah for computer graphics. Mm-hmm. And so when I first took that class, here we were making these pictures which were really crude. They were all made out of polygons, and they were black and white. But I felt like it was like being at the Easter egg hunt, and I was at the front of the line, and they just cut the ribbon.
You wanted to make animated films, you wanted to make feature films, but that wasn't Pixar's main business.
When we were at Lucasfilm, we made a special purpose graphics computer that was used for compositing pictures together for live action films. And we also came up with techniques for medical imaging, and in the end decided we were going to use it as the basis for the company and sell it as a product. So we were a hardware manufacturing company. Then you've got middle-sized problems, and middle-sized problems are actually among the best because they help force through change and they alter the way you work. But sometimes you end up with a smoking heap of rubble on the floor, and it's just a mess. Now, you learn a lot from it, but the fact that you restart is actually an affirmation of the values. And we've had this throughout, but we never know when it's going to happen. So a lot of people, given the scariness of the unknown in front of us, tend to want to fall back onto the things that are known to work from the past. So you copy yourself, or you copy somebody else, which sometimes works as a business. It just isn't original, and it isn't where we want to be. So philosophically, say, well, okay, we're going on in a direction where there are a lot of unknown things, and that's where we want to go. That is the direction, and it's the hard, mysterious direction. My view is, and I believe this very strongly, is that most people are creative, most people want to do well, and the issue is not how do you make them be more creative, it's how do we remove the barriers and the blocks. That the barriers and the blocks are systemic, they're hidden, they're hard to get at, but if we get rid of those blocks, we enable those people to become their better selves. My general recommendation is that it's good for everybody to go very deep in some area, like some expertise, but also to try to get a lot of breadth. That's what a good general education does. And I know it sounds like, because it's two different axes on the horizon because you can't do everything, but I think the experience of doing something really well is a great personal experience for somebody to have. But you don't want to be too narrow, so you actually want to know a lot of things, at least lightly, but have that experience of being really excellent at something. So the question I had at the time was, if we're ever successful, will we also do something stupid? So we have to go through an iterative process to make them better. Like John would say that these are the worst films you've ever seen. And what it means is we're able to put something up in a mock-up form. It's sort of like a beta version of a product. And you see if it works. And it doesn't, so you change it. And you keep iterating and fixing and changing. So if the film doesn't work, then how do you judge the team? Because we can't judge it by the film because I just told you it doesn't work. Yeah. So the way you have to judge it is by how well the team works together. Do they laugh? Do they solve problems? Are they able to blow up ideas and rethink things? And when they do that, you end up in a great place.